Hey guys, it's Eve with Scrapbooking with me, and we're going to do the Q&A today. Now, I promised to do it Saturday before last, and I only had a couple of questions, so I put it off, plus we was having storms. Then I was going to do it this past Saturday, and I only had a couple more questions, so I put it off again, but I'm going to go ahead and do it today. Only have 5 questions. Evidently, I'm really transparent, and you guys know everything about me, so but anyway, I'm going to do it today. And if you have any other questions that you'd like for me to cover on Saturday, this coming Saturday, just leave them in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer what I can. Okay, the first question is from Brenda W39. She said, how long have you been paper crafting? And I thought about that, and I thought, well, I'll say 20 years because that's how old my oldest grandson is. And then I thought, no. I have really been paper crafting all of my life, as far back as I can remember, because even when I was just a small girl, I can remember taking the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and I know a lot of people don't know what that is now, but I'm an older lady. I took the Sears and Roebuck catalog, and I would cut out the ladies in there that had on the different dresses and all dressed up. I'd cut those out, and then I'd go over to the pages where they had the dresses and the skirts and blouses and shoes and all that, and I'd cut those out, and I would paste them on top of the ladies, and I'd dress them in different outfits like that. So I've been paper crafting a long time. It's always been my passion to make things and put things together and see what I can come up with and that kind of thing. So probably, I guess you could say, ever since I was maybe 2nd grade, I think that's when I really started out. So, but just as far as this type paper crafting, as far as crafts and scrapbooking and that kind of thing, about 20 years. Lisa Townsend 961 says, what is the hardest part of making a YouTube video? Well, the hardest part for me making a video, just getting a video together, is trying to get all of my product together, because I'm real indecisive when it comes to my paper. I like all the paper, so I want to use it all. But trying to prep for the video is harder than anything else. Making the video is not that hard at all. But the other thing that's the hardest part of being a YouTuber is just learning to deal with the quacks out there. And I'm just going to say it, quacks. Because sometimes you get such hurtful comments from different people that you have to have kind of a tough shell to be able to let those comments roll off and not let them bother you. So if you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel, just keep that in mind. You can't be a softie and be a YouTuber, because people have their own opinions, and they sure don't mind sharing it with you when they can just type it in and not face you. If they had to face me face to face, I don't think they'd say those things. But boy, they like to type those things in there. And I know all YouTubers out there get these comments. It's not just me. And I get very few of them. I get, maybe one in a week, something like that. I don't get a lot at all. 99.9% of my comments are absolutely great and loving and kind and all of that. Every now and then you have some people that fly through and they just decide that they want to, they're unhappy and they just want to make the world unhappy. So, and that's okay if that's what they want to do. The thing is, when you're a YouTuber, and some of these people don't know this, even the spammers, I don't think know this, but when you're a YouTuber, every time somebody clicks on your video, it shoots you up a little bit higher in the YouTube stats. So even if that person pops on there to leave me a thumbs down, which I get thumbs down, if they pop on there just to leave me a thumbs down, then they have clicked on that video. So it shoots me up a little bit higher in the YouTube stats. So thank you. thank you. So I don't mind that at all. But I get a few thumbs downs, but majority is everything positive. I get accused of different things, from copying people to doing the same thing somebody else did to, and I don't. If I make something that somebody else makes, I apologize. That's just the nature of the beast. I'm sure there's other people that have made things that I have made, and I don't care. That's what I put it out there for. I put it out there so that you can make it. You can make the same things that I make. That's why I give you the dimensions and PDFs and all of that. I want you to be able to make it. This is a teaching platform. This is what it's all about. But, that's the hardest parts. But it is a lot of fun too. And if you have that teaching ability and you feel like you want to share what you know with other people, this is the place to do that. Okay, Pleasant View Macon says, well, besides being a wife, a mom, a grandma, and a super crafter, I don't know about that, was there anything else you wanted to do? Well, there was something else that I wanted to do with my life, and I actually did it. I wanted to be an accountant, and I did. I went and got my accounting degree, and I was actually an accountant. I'm still an accountant, but I was actually in the accountant profession for probably, I'd say 25 years. So before I started my business, I was in accounting for different companies. I did their accounting for them for about 25 years. So I think basically I have, and I'm not saying there's not something out there that I'd probably want to do more, but I have basically been blessed enough to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. I worked hard. I raised my 2 children. My husband worked a lot of night shifts, so most of the raising was me. And I went to school at night, worked during the day, had two girls, and I still managed to get my degrees. And then when I started to open up this business, I didn't have any money. My husband had just become disabled, and we were broke. But I said, I needed to stay home with him. I needed to be with him. The doctor said he needs to have somebody with him 24/7. So I decided to open up the business and push and see if I could make it work, see if I could pay the bills and buy his $500 a month medicine and that kind of thing. And that's what I did. I started out with nothing. I didn't charge anything. I just bought what little I could buy and sold and bought and sold and bought and sold, and just kept doing that until I worked it up. I'm just a hard worker. I work a lot of hours and I stay busy. I like to stay busy. And I believe there's nothing in this world that you can't accomplish if you set your mind to it. That's what I always tell my girls. I don't care what you want to be. If you want to be President of the United States, you can be if you work hard enough for it. You just have to work. You just have to have that in your goal, have that in your sight, and work for it. So that is the answer to that one, hopefully. Hopefully that answered your question. Susan Mengrone, Mengrone. I hope I pronounced that right. I'm sorry if I didn't. What is the best way to cut and organize, and what to do with the scraps and cardstock if I don't own a file cabinet so they'll look neat and I can see it to get to quickly? Okay. I think she's saying how can she organize her scraps where she can get to them easily, she can see them and that kind of thing, and she doesn't have a file cabinet. I don't keep mine in file cabinets and never have. I like to keep mine out in the open where I can see them. And I've got one tutorial that I'll link below that would be a good tutorial that I keep some of my smaller scraps in. And then for my larger scraps, let me get something, I'll show you what I keep my larger scraps in. Okay, so this is what I keep my larger scraps in. And then I label the end of it brown, tan, and gray scraps. And then I have this on a shelf where I can just look, and I go to this first when I'm going to make a project using these colors. I go to this first, and if I have those colors in here, I pull them out, and if I can use them, I do. If I don't, then I can go and get another piece of paper. But I always try to go to my scraps first. So I've got tons of these. I just keep them on my shelf with the label out like this. And then I just have them, I have black and red and blue and green and that kind of thing. And I keep all my bigger scraps in here. And like I said, I go to those first. Now, I have a ton of these, and I'm about to sell part of them because I don't need some of them. I have already, they kind of collapsed down, and I can ship them collapsed. But I've already took some of them down, and I'm not using them. So if you want some of these, I will have those linked. I don't know if I'll be able to link them below the video. I'll try to link them below the video if I get them up in time. But if not, just look on our website, and that link will be below, and you'll see where you can get these. Some of them will be used. Most all of the ones that I'm going to sell will be used, but they'll still be fine. There's nothing in the world wrong with them. So this is what the best system that I have found, that and the little project that I made that I'm going to link for you below. That one I keep my smaller scraps in, and I can see it. I keep it right on my table so I can see all of those, and I use those that way. Okay, hopefully that answered your question. Owl Be Crafty, OWL, Owl Be Crafty. I like the size of your pics. What printer do you use, and how do you get them to print small? Okay, I use and have been using for years. Let's see if I can get it over here. I use the Canon Selphy. I love this printer for my pictures. I have been using this one probably for 3, maybe 4 years now. And it has the little screen that pops up and you can see what's going to print. You buy these little cartridges that just slide in there. You don't have to load anything but a little cartridge. And it prints the different colors of the photos. And it will print them anywhere from a 4x6 all the way down to little bitties like this. I load the software for the Canon Selphy. You load that on your computer or phone or whatever. But then I also use a right here, the Pic Collage, and it is an app. It's called Pic Collage. Let me see if I can get that up there where you can see it. It's a free app that you can load on your phone, and you can do different grids and different styles. If you see, you can do all kinds of styles of your photos. So when I want to print a lot together and make the little small photos, then I choose the grids, and then I can print them like this, just small, and then I cut them apart. But the printer prints a 4x6 sheet, so whatever you choose for it to look like if I wanted to print the hearts, let's see, you can even put little frames around them and that kind of thing, or you can just choose the grids and the styles and choose how you want to print everything. You can make some of them on that 4x6 larger, like maybe that one, or you can have them printed this size like that one, or you can print a full 4x6, or you can print a combination of that size and that size. Any way that you want to work those out. But that is the printer that I use, and I will link that below. I absolutely love it. I've not had a minute's trouble out of it since I got it. Like I said, I've probably had it, I don't know, maybe 4 years now going on. And I think I have bought 4 or 5 different cartridges, and the cartridges I just get off of Amazon. I'll link those below as well. They're not that expensive considering all that you get, because it has the color and it has the ink, the color, the photo, everything all in one. So you just slide that cartridge in there and you can start printing. But that's what I use for that. And I think that is all the questions that I have right now on this. Now, I do have some questions on the Cricut, and I will get to those coming up this Friday. I'm trying to get the questions as we get into that particular subject. But if you have any questions for me that you'd like for me to answer, just list them in the comments below, and we will get to those this coming Saturday. We'll do a special video on just Q&A. All right, guys, we will talk to you later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.